Welcome back, everybody. In this video, we're going to go over how to set up your MyMathLab account and look at some of the basic features of MyMathLab that you'll need in order to get your work done. So the first thing to do is go to mymathlab.com, mymathlab.com. When you enter the link there, it's going to expand it into this other link. Don't worry about that. Just remember the first one, write it down somewhere. Of course, it's going to end up in your history anyway, so not a big deal. So we're going to create the account, but after that, when you come back, you'll click on this sign in button and enter a username and password. I'm going to assume that you've never done this before, so we're going down to here where it says register now, and then you're the student, so we'll click on student. And then in order to get this done, you need 3 pieces of information. You need an email address. This needs to be an email address that you actually do check so that in case I need to send you a notification, like I've extended a due date on an assignment or there's a test coming up or something like that, I'll send it through MyMathLab probably. So you'll want to use an email address you actually do check. Your instructor's course ID, I'll give that to you here in a moment. It's also on the syllabus and on Canvas, but I'll repeat it here for you in a moment. And then additionally, you need an access code, credit card, or PayPal. Unfortunately, MyMathLab is not free. We do have to pay for that, but one thing that is good is that you do get a 2-week trial period through which you can use it without paying. And so I'll show you how to do that if you're interested. Otherwise, you can go ahead and pay. But you need to have these 3 things. Okay, so we're going to click OK and register now. And then the first thing that we'll want to do is enter the course ID. So that goes like this. It's Kleinfelter, K-L-E-I, N as in Nancy, F as in Frank, E-L-T-E-R 19635. So that is the course code right there. And then you can click on continue to register once you're ready. If that didn't work, in all likelihood, you misspelled it, so double check that. And then you're going to get a little confirmation on the right side. It should say M14, spring 2022 right there, and that lets us know we're in the right place. Get a choice here. If you already have a Pearson account, you can enter the same credentials, username, and password as you've always used. If you forgot it, of course, click the forgot link. Most people will want to just create an account. One thing to be careful of right here, for MyMathLab, it's good for the life of the edition of the textbook. What that means is as long as the 13th edition is active, you can use the same codes, or if you want to try to use the same code, let me put it that way, then you want to use the same login information as you had before. And if you are unsure what I mean by that, send me an email and I'll straighten it out for you. I'm going to assume that most people are doing this for the first time though, so we're going to click on create an account. And then this is like you do anytime you've done this loads of times, I'm sure. Put in a email address, again, an email address that you're going to be checking, a username, and then pick out a password. It has to be 8 or more characters, at least 1 uppercase and at least 1 number. Put the password in a second time, and then a first name and last name. Do me a favor and put in the first name in the first name place, and then the last name in the last name place, because it keeps my roster in order by last name. So please put your name, first name in the first name spot, last name in the last name spot. Also, it will be helpful if you use the same name as whatever you have on Canvas. Okay, security question in case you forget your password, that's how you can recover it. And then you're going to have to check mark that you agree some things, and I have to actually fill out all this stuff to proceed. So let me pause you while I do that. All right, so I filled out all that stuff. So now I'm going to click on create account. And now we have another place where we need to make a choice. If you already have an access code somehow, you bought one from somebody you got it on Amazon or from the bookstore or somewhere else, you can click here and enter the access code. You can you have 2 choices if you want to actually pay for it now. You can get basically permanent access for $120. You can have 18 weeks worth of access, for $85. There you have to decide which one is worth it for you. If you are concerned, what if I have to take the class again, something like that, you may want to opt for the longer one because that would cover you for summer also, let's say. But if you're pretty confident that you can finish the course this semester, I would probably just do the 18-week one because, of course, if you have to do the 18 weeks one twice, that's $85. Twice, it's like $170, which is, of course, more than $120. So you have to make a decision there about which you want. Of course, if you don't feel like dealing with that right now, maybe you're not even sure if you're going to stay in the class, haven't gotten your financial aid, haven't gotten paid, whatever, click on here where it says get temporary access without payment for 14 days. If you do that, there's just going to give you a little link where you can pay for that each time you sign in, and it's going to nag you every time you sign in. Once the 14 days expires on that, you're not going to lose any work. It'll just lock you out until you actually do pay. So probably what's easiest at this point is to do the temporary access unless you already have the code or wish to pay right now. But as I said, you're not going to lose any work if you wait and just do temporary access now. All right, so I'm not going to do this part because I don't want Mickey Mouse on my roster. So at this point, once you click on that or pay, it'll go through some work and then it'll ultimately let you into the course. So let me show you what that looks like. All right, so once you're in, you're going to see this tile that says Math 14 Spring 2022. You probably won't have anything else. Here in some like probably red print, it's going to say, okay, how many, if you did temporary access, it's going to say how many days you have left down here. And there will be a link that you can click on to pay once you're ready. Okay, in the meantime, we'll click on the boldface Math 14 part, and that should let us into our course. Okay. Actually, it's a little slow. Okay, so now, all right, so let's take a look. Down the left side are, again, buttons just like Canvas. The syllabus is here. If you want to read the syllabus without having to go into Canvas, you can see that right here. Announcements, assignments, we'll take a look at that in a minute. Study plan, the study plan is optional for this course. Work on it if you like, don't work on it if you don't want to. It can help guide you in your studying, of course. StatCrunch is basically a calculator that we'll use to help us with some statistics. The gradebook, I'll leave it to you to figure out what that is. Our book has an electronic, or sorry, MyMathLab has an electronic copy of the textbook in it. That's available here under eText. You can also access it here under chapter contents. And then there's some other stuff. Tools for Success will give you some extra resources to look at. Multimedia library will take you to things like the textbook and also things like PowerPoints and tutorials of different kinds, video clips and so forth. All right, so feel free again to click on anything you like in here. You're not going to break anything. So we're at course home. All right, down the middle, you're going to see announcements. If I put any announcements on here, let me change this to the student view. It's slow. All right, so you'll see announcements. You'll also have kind of a snapshot of what your current grades are. There we go. All right, so there's a calendar here that's going to show some due dates. So here are these blue circles. The first one is a homework. The second one also homework. Those are due on the 4th and 11th respectively. Right now there's no announcements, nothing is past due, and then a listing of those 2 assignments that are here. And that's all we've got so far. So let's take a look in here under assignments, see those assignments. Okay, so taking a look down the left side, you'll see the due dates here. In our course, I'm going to have things due at midnight. Except for exams. The homeworks are going to be due and quizzes will be due at midnight. There's an orientation assignment and then a homework. So let's take a look at the orientation. Okay, there's looks like 20 questions. After the question in parentheses, you'll see the score. Right now I've got 0 because I haven't done any of them. You can do the questions in any order. So let me click on question 6. Okay, while we're waiting for this to come up, like I said, you can do the problems in any order or the questions in any order. You don't need to go back to this screen right here to switch questions. I'll show you how to switch questions more easily. All right, so here, this question I don't feel like doing right now. So if you want to change questions, you see there's this less than sign and greater than sign here. That can take you to the next question and previous question if you like. So you can do the questions out of order. Here, this next one. Okay, evaluate the expression for x equals 6. 7 minus 6 is going to equal 1. So let me put in 1. And down here in red, this is check answer. Let me check answer. We get a little reinforcement there. Next question. Okay, let me show you what it does when it's wrong. Okay, let x be a number, translate the following phrase into an expression, then evaluate it for 24. The quotient of a number and 4. So I know 24 divided by 4 is 6, so let me type 6. All right, so now it's telling me that's incorrect. What's wrong about it is that I was supposed to enter the expression, not the final answer. So you'll notice on this that there's two parts to the question. Translate it into an expression that is involving with x, and then the answer finally. So the quotient of a number and 4 would be x divided by 4. And then let me check answer. Okay, now the first part is right. And then if x is 24, our answer is going to be 6. So check answer again. Okay, now it's right. And you can go on to the next question. I don't feel like doing anymore, so I'm going to stop and push save right here. This will take me back to this screen. Green check marks for the questions I've gotten right. If I got a question wrong, there would be a red X next to it. You can work on the assignments, like homework assignments, little by little if you like. So, log off, go eat a snack, come back later and work on it. Quizzes have to be done kind of all at once. You can't do them kind of little by little, but homeworks, I can be done with this and just work on it later. So I don't wish to review it. I don't wish to resume it. So let me just click on assignments and go back to all the assignments. It hides the score there. I don't know if it's in case you're shy or what, but there you go. So far, I've only got a 10% on it, and that's fine. It's going to go up. Homework, I'll leave it to you to check out that. It's going to work very similarly. Note for this that you don't have to do anything to turn it in. Okay, there's no like, okay, turn in the assignment button. As soon as you do it, I can see it. Okay, and so you don't have to separately turn it in. So don't be looking for a submit button. There isn't one. Okay, so that's there. Make sure to take note of due dates. Okay, I wanted to mention the e-text because most of you will be using the e-text rather than buying a physical copy of the book. That's accessible through here where it says e-text and also through chapter contents. I like to do chapter contents because habit, I guess. Kind of like with Canvas, I guess. There's this system of things that open and close based on when you click on them. Here, when I clicked on chapter contents, it made a little wedge that opens downward. Now here where you see chapter 1, there's a little wedge that points to the right. When I click on that, it's going to open up further into sections. So here's section 1.1. I can watch videos about it or actually view the e-text if I want, and that's what I'd like to do. Often, starting the ebook takes a few minutes, so you may want to just start the ebook and leave it open while you're working, because if you keep reclosing it and reopening it, you're going to be spending a lot of time waiting for it to relaunch. Okay, so it looks like it's almost done. And you can have the book open in one window and then the assignments panel in another window and look at them side by side if you like. Okay, so here's what our text looked like. So you can read through there. There's of course navigation on the left side, home. This takes you back to the table of contents if you like, X to close that. Navigation, that brings us a slider that takes us through the textbook. That's the cover, I didn't want that. Okay, I was on page 2 is good. Okay, you can search notebook to take notes on it, display settings, hide menu options. You can, if you know a page number that you want to go to, let's say in the video you're watching, I tell you on page 86. Okay, you can key in a page number here and it will bring up that page for you. All right. So there's the textbook. So if you are fine with reading a textbook online and navigating through this thing, then you're welcome to do that. If you wish to have a paper copy of the textbook, you can also do that. It's totally up to you whether you do that or not. All right, so that is our textbook. Spend a little time just playing around with the navigation of it before you actually try to get your work done. It can be frustrating to be trying to answer some questions and then you're kind of fighting with the actual textbook. So take a little time to play around with the navigation of the textbook before you actually begin your work. All right, so again, that's the e-text. We already saw that. Down here in multimedia library, there are, as I'd said, videos. Of course, I'm producing videos for the course that are appearing on Canvas, but if you want to see some produced by the publisher, let's take a look and see what there is. Chapter 1, let's try section 1.2. And then everything. Let's see what there is available. Okay, so chapter review exercise video, the textbook, a video lecture. They cover the whole section in 8 minutes, it looks like. Video clips about specific things. You can take a look at those here. It's content. Let's see about ratio level, see what that says. All right, so then of course it plays a video. It shows you, it explains the particular topic that they're going over at that time. All right, so I'll leave it to you to play with that and get used to it. Like I said, with MyMathLab, there's nothing you can do to break it, so don't worry about clicking on anything. You're not going to hurt it. Where you'll mostly spend your time is in all likelihood the assignments, of course. Quizzes and tests will be there too. It's not just homework assignments. And then your grade book, you'll want to take a look at your grade book. And then right now, of course, I don't have very much of anything because I haven't done anything. All right, so gradebook and assignments for the most part, and then the ebook and or chapter contents. All right, so that has been a quick tour through setting up the MyMathLab account and the basics of looking at MyMathLab. Let me know if you have any questions. The best way to get really proficient at using MyMathLab is just by doing it. So try to get that MyMathLab account set up and try to get that orientation done as it is due in just a couple days. All right, so in the meantime, let me know if you have any questions and have a great day.